Our next speaker, Stephanie Hanson, is the Director of Policy and Outreach at the One Acre Fund and works with farmers in Kenya and Rwanda.
Hi everyone, I'm excited to be here at this great food tank event, and I think we've heard a lot of great interesting information about food waste in the developed world. I'm just going to shift the topic a little bit to food waste in the developing world. We now know from our great speakers a lot about what causes food waste in the developed world. In the developing world, with smallholder farmers, the majority of food waste happens between harvest in the field and when you get that crop to market. The organization that I work for is called One Acre Fund. We're an agriculture nonprofit that works with about 130,000 smallholder farmers in East Africa. We work in Kenya, Rwanda, Burundi, and Tanzania. And for the farmers that we work with, one of the biggest things that they worry about is what happens if they have a great harvest and then they can't keep it and actually sell it or eat it. One thing that farmers in Kenya tell me a lot about is a little pest that they like to refer to as osama. This is a little insect, it's a weevil, and it actually gets into their bags of grain, usually maize, and it will destroy the entire bag, or generally multiple bags. One farmer told me, osama is the terrorist weevil that destroys everything. He was very sad because the osama weevil had infected his maize bags the previous year. Insects and rotting cause about $4 billion in grain loss in sub-Saharan Africa each year. That is enough food to feed 48 million people. We hear a lot of talk about the need to increase food production to feed the world, 9 billion people by 2050, but as Danny mentioned at the start of this event, the low-hanging fruit really is reducing food waste, both in the developed world and the developing world. The good news is there's actually some really simple solutions to reducing on-farm post-harvest loss with smallholder farmers. And One Acre Fund has been experimenting with a couple of those solutions over the last few years. And we've found one that's very effective and also very low cost. It's simple, it's two things. It's basic technology combined with training. So we have a network of about 1,500 full-time local salaried field staff who live at the village level and work directly with farmers. Those field staff provide farmers at harvest time training on appropriate harvest techniques. So a lot of farmers harvest at the wrong time when the crop isn't dry enough in the field, or once they've harvested it, they actually take the grain off the cob when it still has too much moisture in it and then store it in a bag and it'll rot. So using the appropriate drying practices after harvest is almost as important as what you're actually storing that grain in. So our field officers give training on that. But we also, at the same time as providing that training, offer the basic technology, which is the storage bag. Incredibly cheap, under $1 a bag, simple plastic bag, holds 200 pounds of grain, and we teach the farmer how to use that bag for the household level storage. Most of our farmers, like most smallholder farmers in sub-Saharan Africa, live very, very far away from paved roads, large warehouses, agro dealers, or major towns. The most economical solution for them is one that's at that household level. So how do you store in your own home? Basically, you need to protect from the moisture and then from the osama weevil. So first, from the moisture, you just have to store above the ground. So most people have dirt-floored homes, so they need to elevate those bags of grain off the floor using simple planks or maybe a table. That's very easy. And then to prevent against the pests, you need to seal up your bag really tightly. You sew it up with just basic thread. And you can use either a natural insecticide or a chemical insecticide like Actellitas to prevent those weevils from getting into the bag. And the combination of the training and that basic technology, the storage bag, allows a smallholder farmer to store their crop for up to a year. So basically from one harvest all the way until the next harvest. This has a lot of benefits. It means that a farmer doesn't have to sell right after harvest when the price is lowest and the market has been flooded with grain. it also means that you have security in knowing you can keep that crop in your home and choose when to sell. So it's 6 months after harvest, when the price is very high, you can sell and make a great profit. Based on our research into this, we've seen that our farmers are able to increase their income by, this is a conservative figure, $20 US a year. For someone who's working and living on under $1 a day, $20 is a lot of money. Thanks.
Thanks, Stephanie.